Hey people, Josh from Lappin Fitness here, and welcome to another year, 2021. This is our first video for the new year. We've been kind of on a break for the last couple of weeks, and now it's time to get back to work. So I wanted to spend the first video of 2021 kind of covering the past year, kind of how things went for me personally, fitness-wise, and then get into some of the goals I have for 2021. So if you followed any of my channels, you know I go through various cycles in my workout routines. So usually in the winter months, if we're starting at the beginning of the year, going from about basically January up until the spring point sometime, I usually do bulking season and strength training. When we get into the spring and summer, I tend to go into more of a ripping, toning phase. And then once we hit fall, I tend to kind of slowly transition back to the kind of bulking strength training phase again. So that's a lot what 2020 looked like. From January until about April, I did my Skinny to Strong program, which you can find out more by looking through our channel. And I can post some links as well to some more information about that. But that program is basically a strength training program and a bulking program. I'd say it's about 50-50. It's about 50% strength training, 50% bulking. So it is a 5x5 base program. In all that program, we do squats, military presses, bench press, deadlifts, and rows. So last year, I was able to hit 265 on the squat, 145 on the military press, 215 on the bench, 295 on the deadlift, and 185 on the rows. So that was kind of my strength max out personal records, I guess you would say, for 2020. Now, for those of you who might just be browsing the video, I'm sure there's a lot of other guys out there who can do more weight than that. But our specialty here on Joshua Lappin Fitness is catered towards hard gainers. So I consider myself to be in that category. Although I've worked very hard to grow out of it, I still do have hard gainer tendencies. So those weights are like really good for me and my body structure, I think. And they're very obtainable for any hard gainer as well if you follow a good workout routine, a good recovery routine, and a good nutritional routine. So in May, from May 2020 to about September, we did our Skinny to Ripped program. That program is focused on toning, shaping, and definition. And in conjunction with that, I also was introduced and adopted the Isagenix line of nutritional shakes and supplements, including the Amp line, into my personal diet and training routine. So with the combination of the workout program and the supplements, I was able to get down to 174 with a pretty well-defined abdominal muscles. So you can find links to those pictures and stuff in other places. That program is primarily focused on doing high reps with light weights. So it's kind of a departure from the traditional school of thought for hard gainers where everything is low sets, low reps. So I had pretty good success on that. I was still able to get some small gains on that program, even though it's, like I said, higher reps on lighter weights. And then from September to December of 2020, I did the Skinny to Brawn program, which this is a newer program for us that I've been kind of developing and experimenting with based on some old school bodybuilding principles. I'll talk about this more in another video, but the basis of this program is a couple different key components. Number one is trying to maximize growth in the largest muscle groups. So those would be the back and the legs. So the program is geared towards building those muscles, and it does seem to work really well. Another key component of the program is a lot of squats and deadlifts. You'll find that's pretty common in hard gainer workout programs, but this one's a little different in that we're actually doing high rep squatting and deadlifting, going up to 20 reps. So that was quite an accomplishment. I've never really used that kind of high rep squatting before in my fitness journey. So the goal is to try to get as heavy as possible with 20 reps. And I was able to finish at 200 pounds on the deadlift and 180 pounds on the squat. And just remember that's 20 reps. So I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. As far as the measurements are concerned, I did pick up some gains this year. I increased my shoulder capacity or width, I guess you would say, about 2 inches. The chest, we added about 1.5 inches. Arms, I gained about 1/2 inch, but I kind of 1/2 inch up and towards the summer, but then they kind of stagnated a little bit. But the program that I was doing at the end, like I said, was focused more on back and legs, so there wasn't a lot of arm working out. So they maintained and stayed the same, but no major growth after that. Legs, I was able to put on about 1 inch. Again, that's from the high rep squatting. And then, like I said, the chest went up, which is probably, I did do some bench pressing in the skinny to Brawn, but that back work probably figured into that as well. The only thing I would say that concerned me a little bit about this year's workout routine, or at least at the end, was my waistline did go up a little bit in the fall or late fall. So from, let's see, when I was doing the skinny to rip program during the summer, I was down to about 34-inch waist, and I ended up about 36 in December at the end of the bulking program, which some of that I expect to do. I expect to gain a little bit of fat on the bulking program, but honestly it was a little bit more than I wanted to gain. So one of the focuses of this year, which we'll be talking a lot more in future videos, is going to be how to, or figuring out ways to gain muscle mass and minimize fat gain as much as possible. So we're going to be doing a lot of researching into different diets, macros, caloric intake, things like that, which I follow. If you've followed my channel, the basic guidelines I have been following are 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you eat 150 grams of protein a day. And generally, I've been following also 1 carb per body weight. So same thing, 150 body weight, 150 in carbs. But some of the research I've been looking at leads me to believe I actually may need to increase my carb intake. So I got to figure out how to do that and not, like I said, gain excess body fat. So that's going to be one of our challenges and areas of growth for the year. So currently in 2021, I am still following the normal cycle for my workout programs. I'm still in a bulking strength training phase. I am doing the Skinny and Strong program again. So I started in January. I started about a week ago, and we're going to try to push that to the max and see if we can get some more personal records set there. We're going to be going for 285 on the squat, 155 on the military press, 235 on the bench, and 315 on the deadlift. So I'm going to try to break that 300-pound barrier on the deadlift this early part of the year, winter leading into spring. So I'm going to use all the resources I have available for that, all the techniques that I have available, which will include, I'll be doing some more advanced techniques. I'll be doing some microplating, which means adding smaller weight gains to the bar in an attempt to continue to progress. So on the Skinny and Strong program, just real quick, we usually add weights in 5-pound increments. So if you're able to do your 5 sets and 5 reps for the workout, next workout you're going to add 5 pounds to whatever exercise you're doing. Well, eventually you'll get to the point where you can't sustain that level of increase, even the 5 pounds a week. So if I can cut it down to 2.5-pound increases, or maybe even 1, to keep the gains going, then that's what I'm going to try to do to try to get those strength gains up. And then there's some manipulation with sets and reps, and some manipulation with adding more rest days that can help facilitate and progress the body as you reach kind of your max capacity. So stay tuned for that. We'll have more of that information coming up later on as we progress through the program. So after I plan to do this program from about January to around April kind of area. And after that, we're going to kind of reassess and see which direction we want to go. I could go back into the skinny to ripped, which is high reps, low weights, toning, definition kind of program. But I'm also researching and looking at developing some other programs as well, which I may be doing. So that's what we got coming up. That's kind of what we've been doing for the last year. I'd say overall 2020 was a really good year fitness-wise, even though we struggled with the COVID situation and a lot of people couldn't go to the gyms. Fortunately, I do have my own equipment here, enough to do what I need to do, so I was able to continue to make progress. So again, stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff we're working on, a lot of content coming out this year. It's going to be a lot of nutritional information. We're also looking at redesigning our website too, to make it more user-friendly and easier for more people to find, because we want to serve more people and get this message out to more hard gainers so they can find the information they need and find success and reaching some of their fitness goals. So talk to you again soon. Hope your year's off to a good start. Set some goals for yourself. It's always good to set some goals at the beginning of the year and do your best to obtain them. So I will talk to you again here very soon. Again, this is Josh from Joshua Lappin Fitness.